Are you finding your true self? Hi! Hello, guys. Hello, 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 hello. It's good to see ya. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hope you're having a good start to your week. That no one is being, I don't know, attacked by bears. Nice friendly hello from a bear. That would be fine, I think. But attacks, not so great. So, I figured we'd just kind of kick it this evening. Take it kind of easy. Really making some awesome progress on this here model. So I kind of want to just keep working on that. One thing that I realized I had wanted to do on Saturday and completely blanked on is I've got one eyebrow set up, so I can do and give you a real stink eye, but I can't move the other one. So yeah, I've been doing a bunch of testing, and one eyebrow is just like completely immobile. It's weird. Looking very good, thank you. I'm glad you like it, and it's good to see you standing. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. So yeah, before we get to anything else and I forget again, I want to go ahead and get that set up. I wonder, I don't actually, let's try a thing. I'm going to try, right? It's just like, the heck you say? Excuse me? Excuse me? Yeah, unfortunately, I have also figured out that I cannot do the spark. I can't do the one eyebrow. So, I don't know, maybe we can make that like a parameter thing or some sort of keyed movement. Ideas for later, things for later. What I'm wondering about is it would be really nice to have what I've set up, because the shape is looking pretty good as it is. So I'm wondering if there's some way that I can sort of copy that over without mucking everything up. I think there is. Let me make an attempt. So first off, we are going to delete that eyebrow. We're going to paste this in place. So we're going to duplicate it. Call this one R instead of L. A look I don't want to get from my therapist. When even your therapist is like, come on, really? Okay, so we're going to take the art mesh or edit the form. We're going to reflect it horizontally. Now, are you going to, excellent. Okay. So what we're going to want to do, I think it's just a little out of position. Let's turn the hair off for a second and see how that's lining up. Actually, it's pretty good. Like if we look at these verts or these edges, it's sitting just a little to the right as opposed to a little to the left. So let's just slide it over like that. A little too much. Yeah, that's about right. And then if we bring it down. Yep, still a little too, nope, don't do that. That way. Thank you. And then if we bring it up, there we go. Okay, and now what we need to do is select, adjust, change. Maybe it's up here in parameter. Synthesize corners. Extended interpolation. Okay, I think I have to look it up. I believe there is a way to assign this to a different parameter. Like take the one that I have and say, I want you to be on a different parameter instead of this one. Oh, there might be a different thing that we can. That might be a bit simpler. Let's try this. I'm going to key this to brow right. And then we're going to drag both of you down like this. I'm going to copy all the verts. And paste. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to copy both of them to the right. And copy. And paste. And then we can remove the keys from there. And now this one can move independently of this one. Which again, if I could perform the spark, would be very useful. There is one other thing we're going to do with the eyebrows while I'm thinking about it. So VBridger actually has, so the way VBridger basically works, it acts as an in-between between what your camera is doing. Typically has to be iOS because it's running off of ArtKit. So an iPhone or an iPad. It takes the data that is coming in from ArtKit and then allows you to reinterpret it, if you will. Run different calculations, mix and match the parameters that ArtKit is picking up on, and send that on to your actual model software, VTube Studio, Meowface, iFacial, or Face Motion, in parameters that that program then knows what to do with. So what I figured out, what it also lets you do is create new parameters. So what we can do is I'm going to grab both of these and I'm just going to go ahead and use this brow form parameter. I don't even know why brow X is a parameter in Live 2D. Not like my eyebrows are sliding back and forth to the side, but options, I guess. Okay, so let's edit this parameter. We're going to set the value to 0 to 1 instead of negative to positive 1. And then brow right, we will key to the right form and L to the L form. And what we can do, actually, let's just do it this way. So on the L form, and we're gonna just sort of raise this up in a sad form. So sad. We can just kind of move them so that they're lined up about the same. There we go. That looks about right. Gonna move my parameters around a bit so that they are ordered nicely. And then we're gonna go like that. So yeah, essentially what I've done is created a new output in VBridger to help pick up on the difference between a furrowed brow and a sad brow. And so we gotta basically sort of set the brows up to move and create different forms based on whether those conditions are met. Right? So we'll have angry. We can actually make this a little bit more, frustrated, since I know I can actually have that difference now. We can drop that down just a little bit. So yeah, now we have, I'm mad, as opposed to I'm sad. And the way it works, it doesn't really pick up when the brows are like completely raised. So that's not going to matter. We don't need to worry about this particular combination. But, we can have sort of middle ground sad, furrowed sad, and raised, as opposed to middle ground normal and angy. Or furrowed, I guess is a bit better. Oh, is that? Oh, weird. Gonna fix up a couple of gapped connections here. I'm glad these shapes held through. Yep. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that should be a nice little range of expressions, and they are keyed to respond to individual brows, but again, it's really more than my face can do, so functionality that probably won't manifest in any meaningful way. Okay, what was next on the list? The list is very long. On Saturday, we saw what we were doing on Saturday. On Sunday, I did some setup. So we were talking about getting the robe up and going, right? So part of that, and part of the reason that I didn't do it at the time, is because that involved making a bunch of art meshes, the vertices for all of the parts, because I had imported them, but you still need to make the meshes. So that's, we did we created the fade in effect, right, with the grid and everything scrolling. But now I have gone in and actually set up the meshes for everything. So there's still a few. Oh yeah. It's like that. There we go. How do I keep missing so many of these? Whatever. There we go. So what you'll notice on the left side here is, so one, I haven't done that at all for the second outfit. And two, none of these guys are, or like the entire center of the body is not rigged up in any meaningful way. So if I sort of slide the character left and right, you see the arms, which I have set to the rotators for the arms, will follow along. But the center of the robe is just kind of sitting there, not knowing what to do. So let's go ahead and figure that out. Oh, I was gonna look up the freaking like little conditional reactionary secondary motion physics during my lunch break today, and I completely forgot. So, well, we'll probably get to that in, I'd say, sort of the later half. I think I understand the basic principle of it, but I definitely want to find something that goes a little more in depth than that like 2-minute video that we were looking at before. We're going to take all of the, well, actually, okay, so then we got the hood back, the shawl back. I think that's it. Yes. Okay, so all of these guys are going to need to go into the got body upper rotator. I think that's where we want to go. Yes. So if we plug these into there, right? I'm gonna grab this. And we can plug these in like that. Okay, so what do you do now? Okay, better. You can see it's actually trying to follow along, which is something. But it's still extremely stiff. Also, I missed a part. There you are. Okay, so I'm gonna see, I think body X is gonna be next down the list that we're gonna put these into. No, bit better, bit better. And they should. Yeah, so you can see the, well, easier if I click off. The top of the shawl is following that rotation of the torso. Okay, better. Certainly better. I think what we are going to need to do to clean some of this up is we're going to need to make a deformer for the bottom half of the robe, because the shawl, the top bit, yeah, oh, damn it, keep doing that. I keep hitting the set to default, which just makes everything go away. But yes, we're dancing with our paper craft stiff as cardboard robe. Okay, so we're going to take the robe back and the robe body and cast shadow. We're going to create a deformer for it, and we're going to call it robe lower deformer. Just go ahead and set it up with a good old classic 2x2 and 5x5 arrangement. And we can see how long these vertical bars are, right? They're very rectangular. Let's divide it up some more so we get a more agreeable division. I think we will also increase this side to 6 so that we have a center line. There we go. That should work pretty well. One thing that I'm also finding to be helpful is to solo out the parts inside the deformer, and then we can head and set this. And we can just kind of shape this a little bit more to follow the things that it is the parent of. There we go. Okay. Yes. I think what we're basically going to need to queue this up on is to respond to all of the things that the torso is queued up to, right? So that's going to be body X, body Z, and hip Z. Can't really see it behind me, but basically these three parameters, right? So we're going to, let's just go ahead and hit all three of them. And we're going to worry about them one at a time. So yeah, this is not a big deal. We're basically just going to sort of work this a little bit to the side like that. Got to be careful because it looks like we're getting some separation back here. Yeah, okay, I see what's happening. So we're just gonna sort of pull this back to the side a little bit. No. Okay, okay. Yeah, just pull this in, pull this in. We can keep that out. And this can go to the side, and then this needs to sort of widen out to, you know, show more of the flank, if you will. And cover that side of the body. Try and keep some of these shapes feeling pretty consistent. We don't want to get that feeling of it sliding. That's gonna look, it's going to look weird if we let it, if it feels like stuff is just kind of moving around or sliding underneath each other. That tucked in a little bit closer. Getting a little bit of that on the vest, so I might need to look into that later. There we go. Or pull that in a bit more. Where's this side of the body? Let's hide the robe for a second. For the sleeves, because they're just a little, they're a little too bulky, getting in my way. Interesting. Yeah, the default state of the robe is a little bit too wide, or not quite wide enough, rather. Just gonna nudge this out a little bit. Come on. My control point. A little bit out like that. Maybe the same on the other side just to be safe. And then that feels pretty good. I think the shawl might need its own deformer just to help catch it in a few places. It's not bad, and I think especially with the sleeves it looks fine. But, you know, better safe than sorry. And then we can sort of take this and flip out a little bit more to the side. We want to watch for some of these places where like the shape is starting to get a bit distorted. Got these nice clean lines. We want them to stay clean. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna sort of wrap this like so. I'm gonna turn smoothing off because we don't want it. I found out, so you know how I was complaining about how like I would grab this corner and then the arms would snap back into place, and that was really frustrating. It's because I have smoothing turned on. So if I turn retain control structure off and I move the arm to make this sort of wrap around the side, it doesn't move anymore. So that's been helpful. Actually getting stuff to stay where I set it. Especially as I've been doing some cleanup stuff on the nose and the face where I had a lot of those arms doing manipulations. It's like, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. Okay. So yeah, just wanted to do that so there's a bit more of a sense of like it wrapping around. And the outermost shape is kind of disappearing a bit. It's getting longer. Like, you see how those blue triangles are stretching down for some reason? I think we want to plug this up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. I think as I was pulling the arm down to shorten that edge, so it was pulling those triangles vertically instead of just flattening them horizontally. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then this has not been doing a great job, but we're going to go ahead and reflect the motion and see if that helps at all. Not a bad start, certainly. The one thing that I think we're getting, and I think, again, this is going to be more adjustments to the shawl, is the shawl is not rotating as far as we want it to. So we'll have to line that back up a little bit later on. But I can take this and sort of pull this along. I'm gonna straighten this out a little bit. Or smooth that curve out. Plug this in a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so the shawl, go ahead and just make this deformer because I know we're gonna need it. We're gonna call it robe shawl deformer. And I did the go away thing again. These back on. And then we need to key up body X, body Z, and hips. Okay, so yeah, for this, we're gonna pull the bottom of the shawl. Overall, looks pretty good. I'm just gonna pull it forward a little bit like that. Keep it pretty much where it is. I do want to sort of collapse this corner a little bit because it's fighting with the sleeve. We're getting some weird like layer order priority issues. Oh, I wonder. I think it's too late because this would require setting up a lot of layer priorities. But where is it? So on art meshes. You see up here, there's a thing called draw order. So this operates basically like layer order, right? If you took something of a, if you took a lower layer and I bumped it up in order, then it would jump out in front of a bunch of other stuff. Similar thing, the draw order, I think lower numbers are drawn in the front and higher numbers are drawn in the back. As a test, because I'm curious, could I key this and then change the draw order? I can. Okay. So that is good to know in general. I don't think we're going to be using it because, again, I would need to go through every art mesh I have and figure out where they need to be so that I can have those transitions happen more effectively. So we're not doing that. But it's good to know that it's there all the same. And yeah, we're just going to sort of futz it with some shape squashing. Clean it up instead. So we've got like this little bit where it needs to come over a little bit more. Sort of squash that shape down a little bit as well, just so we don't get any weird front and back discrepancies. And then on this side, where we really need this deformer to kind of kick in and help us out, we can pull this more out like that. But put this on. And I think we'll put some lo-fi. Okay, and so yeah, same sort of deal. Clean up these edges a little bit. One thing that I'm also thinking about, I haven't quite decided how I want to deal with it. So in testing, I've noticed that the arms are feeling very static, which is not great to look at. So I want to do something with them. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be yet. Basically, the question is, what am I going to key them to get them to sort of feel a little more active? One possibility that we might play around with is setting them up on some physics so that there's a little bit of like sway to the arms. They're just kind of, not dangling, but just kind of like reacting a little bit to the movement. The other possibility is to sort of have them key to something else. So like as I move side to side or tilt my head, the arms kind of sway a little bit. Because unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately for the sake of, the streamer, they're not doing full body tracking, right? Oh yeah, that's not too bad. I think we're just gonna pull this a little bit more like that. That feels pretty good. We can sort of tug that a little bit back. Okay. Nice. That feels pretty good. Now, the big ones. What? So we're gonna basically tug this laterally, like so. And then this guy, these guys in the middle, less so. One will stay out some, because we kind of want to accentuate that thrust of the hip. Yes. Where is the the sleeves are getting in my way. I can't see the sides of the body very well. We're gonna turn those off for a minute. There we go. Okay, then we need this again. Okay, so yeah, that can kind of go out like this. Kind of rotate that out a little bit more. This can go like that. Pull this a little bit more as you. Nothing there. Looks like it. Looks like there should be, but there's nothing. Deception. Embezzlement. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like that. Gotta kind of keep these things feeling connected, right? Kind of that out a bit. Good, good, good. Okay. I want to do one more thing, which is just to smooth these out a little bit. The movement's feeling a little stiff. I'm gonna leave these ones at the bottom a little stiffer just to help maintain the shape. That looks pretty okay. Widen that out a little bit, and then we'll plug this one in just to sort of replicate what we're doing on the other side. Very good. Dang it. Did it again. I did a little goof. You'll notice that the back robe is moving in the same direction, or it should be moving in the opposite direction because it's behind me. think what I will do. Yeah, okay. Yes. I'm thinking about whether it should have its own deformer or if I should just key it directly. Let's just do a deformer. I'll probably be fine. Robe back deformer. Can probably make this one a bit smaller too. That looks good. Okay, and this one doesn't need as much because the z-axis movement is going to be the same. It's really just this rotation business that we need to basically do this. And actually, dang it, I did it again. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're just going to unparent the robe back from the robe so that we're not fighting it as much. Yeah. So yeah, now it's not moving at all, but that's fine because we can just kind of pull it in like this. And then reflect the motion. There we go. Nice. See how much more dimensional that feels? So I think, yeah, what we're going to need to do now actually is get to these two as well, since it's not parented anymore. It's doing that, which is not, it's not a look. It's not a look we want. But I can just tug this in like that. And give that a little bit more wave like that. Parameter, reflect. Okay. Dang it. It's just, I have it by instinct. Okay, and then for Z. Well, these are gonna take a bit of work, aren't they? Okay. Yeah, we gotta bring this over like that. And then you're gonna go like this. Oh, it's going on a journey. The other thing that we'll need to check, it looks like the skirt is getting some weird motion. And I noticed the hips were disconnecting a little bit in the Z movement. So I definitely want to double check a few things in there just to make sure that we're getting like everything is nice and cleaned up. It's not gonna do a lot to clean up, the motion of the robe and make sure everything is properly enveloped if the thing that it's enveloping is broken. It's a lot of work to solve the wrong problem. That said, this definitely looks off. Actually, I'm gonna do one more thing just to improve my control and hopefully not break anything. There we go. So now we've got a control point at the waist and a control point halfway down the robe. So that's going to give us a little more ability to actually move things the way we want them moved. Okay, so we can kind of tug this up like that, and then widen this out like that. This can kind of flare out a little bit behind us. Effectively sort of straighten this edge out, right? Straights and curves are always a really fun design language to work with. Okay. And then we can kind of let that lag behind a bit, right? Same thing in this direction. We'll kind of straighten this whole side out and pop that flare a bit more. Let this trail a little bit. Looks pretty good. I'm just getting a little bit of that axial stretching because of how I did it. Right? You see how it kind of does this weird like bounce down thing? Plug that up a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Cool. Right, and then we need to do the back of the robe as well. We did Z-axis, and now we need to do this motion. Whoa, where are you going? I'm gonna sort of tug this whole thing in. Kind of drag that. So we're going to do select. Move those guys so they're not fighting each other. Wow, you really did not do that the way I would have liked you to. But actually, I think the problem is more the whole thing got like slid. So if we move it like that, I think that's actually more accurate. Seems pretty good. I'm gonna tug this up a little bit. I'm noticing how that like center point kind of slides down. Again, it does not make sense. This is all really interesting sort of illusions of movement. That looks pretty good. I think that'll work. Okay. Now, oh, how do we want to do this? I'm getting a little sidetracked, but it is still, you know, dealing with the robe, so it's fine. I'm going to make I'm getting sidetracked in the middle of being sidetracked. So we're going to make a robe physics x. And we're going to set to -1 minimum, +1 maximum. We're going to replicate that parameter and name the duplicate to y instead of x. Okay, and so we're going to take same pieces and we're going to make a robe physics deformer. That. And then we're going to make a second one. We're going to call it robe back physics deformer. And what we want these to do is much like we did on the hair. Actually, this will work really well because we really only want to affect the bottom half. This is good. This is really good. So to the left, we're just gonna sort of go like, watch out. Right, so a little bit of motion in the body of the robe, and then a larger swish to the bottom part, the tassels, if you will. I think we can actually make it go a little bit more, given the overall shape and movement, right? Oh, that's pretty good. And then let's just do the same thing for the other side. That can go a pretty long way. And then this will go a little way. Nice. Dang it. As I'm hitting the hotkey, I'm like, I know this is a mistake. But we did it anyway. Because that's what heroes do. I think. I don't know. Okay, and then for the y-axis, we'll sort of tug center down. Excuse me, 1 second. Excuse me. And then we're just going to sort of tug the sides in and down a little bit, right? So it's sort of stretching the robe down towards the toes. We can even get a little bit of the farther up on it, in on this action. And then for the bounce up, we're going to pull this up. We can pull this to the side and we can kind of have this billow out a little bit, right? We can kind of tug this like that. We can sort of stretch these arms to the side. Don't hit the reset button. And then we can grab these two. And let's try synthesizing the corners and see if that's going to give us any sort of success. Not bad. It's definitely a starting point. Just a little bit of cleanup in a few spots. Yeah, I think that works just fine. I like it. Cool. Now we just need to do the same thing for the back part. Right, so same move. Kind of tug that out like that. Oh, I need to turn smoothing back on. Wiggle that like, oh. Also increase the number of controls. Yeah. Three look like. Perfect. Kind of really wiggle them tassels. Gotta be careful, we're getting a little bit of popping on the side there. Oh. Collect it. Looks pretty good. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then down, 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 and way down. Right. Or pull this up. That. Did I even do physics on this version of the robe? Yeah, I did. There's some. It's a bit stiffer though, for sure. I also did some physics on the fingers, but man, that's a little jank. Definitely need to play around with the physics settings more time. And so it looks nice. Gonna tug this up a little bit more, get that nice rounded shape. Okay. And then we just need to synthesize the corners, make sure that it does a good job with it. So we got the down. Got something weird showing up there. There we go. I want to see if I can fix that really. Oh. And the neon throne. Breathe in, breathe out. The human in. Breathe in, breathe out. There. It's probably not a big deal if I can't really clean it up. All this is going to be sort of snap movements. Okay, that's fine. And then let's check this side. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then we got sort of billow motion. And check on this side. He, the cannibal, is me on throne. I could only let go. Okay, that seems pretty good. I like it. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to touch on that. We still need to do it for the shawl and the fingers, and I want to do some application of it on the hood. But I don't know. Not right this moment, I guess, for whatever reason. And turn the sleeves back on. Ooh. Long in my ears, wait, have I waited? Where is it? There you are. Actually, here, let's go ahead and save. And then go into the physics setting and see if we can get this going a bit. You think streamers will eventually use full bodies? Some absolutely do. A lot of times when you have people doing 3D, they'll be doing partial or full body tracking. I know Maya recently bought a VR headset and she's buying the body trackers. A lot of times what they will do, we can go into clip just to do this as an example, is, you know, you'll have the person, right? Let me, there we go. So yeah, you know, they put on their VR headset. They look super cool with their VR headset on. That's what they keep telling themselves anyway. And so there are a couple of different systems. I know there was one that I saw a few years ago. I don't know how much it's like gone into broad use. It definitely was kind of too expensive, but I'll get to it in a second. So what you'll then see is that they have a tracking system that will have like a unit on each limb, and ideally one on the chest and or belly to help, you know, track the center of mass. So then, you know, your model is set up to sort of help keep your elbows from flipping inside out, but it's tracking the motion of, you know, your hands in and out and your feet up and down and back and forth. And then again, you know, follow the center of mass either through the chest or the hips. And then, you know, you've got your head tracking from the VR system. You might also combine this with the, you know, your VR controllers for hand tracking. A lot of times, like, the model will respond because, you know, like Oculus controllers and Index controllers have sort of a responsiveness of like, oh, you know, this finger is on, or this button is being pressed, and that corresponds to, you know, a thumb or a specific finger. Because unlike, you know, keyboards or even regular game pads, VR systems tend to be like one finger to one button, so you, or maybe two buttons, so you really don't have to like visually double check what button you're pressing. At most, you have two options, and it's very clear which one you are pressing on. I actually haven't looked at my Oculus controller in a while. Give me one sec. I'm gonna grab it just to see. Yeah, so the Oculus controller has an A button, a B button, and a control stick. And then there's a little menu button, but the menu button feels very different from the actual game buttons. So it's very clear just through tactile feel which one you're hitting and which one you're reacting to. So you can have, your VR, your 3D VTuber model rigged up so the inputs from the trigger buttons can move your middle and index fingers, and then like your thumb can respond to presses on the face buttons. So yeah, like you'll see, obviously I'm not in 3D and I'm not going to be in 3D anytime soon, because as all of this kind of indicates, we're talking about a completely new system, not just of creating the model, but getting it implemented and brought into the stream in a meaningful way. Where are my robes? There we go. Okay. But yeah, like Yanners has it, Maya's getting it set up. I don't know when that's going to happen, because again, she actually needs the model. A lot of the HoloLive streamers have 3D. Most of them do at this point. And yeah, most times when you're doing 3D VTubing, Mirand has it. I don't know if she has full body tracking. I think what she does is more sort of the typical VR headset and hand tracking. Okay, so we're gonna call this robe body physics. Input preset is gonna be body input. Why is there a bust input? I know why there's a bust input, but guys, come on. Okay, so we're going to do body X and body Z. So we're going to add one more input, and we need the hips input. That's going to be a position. So we're going to drop the body input to, let's say 30, and make the hips input 70. Oh, right. You guys can't see this because for whatever reason, it doesn't open the right thing. There we go. Okay, my bad. So yeah, basically I set up a new group of physics inputs. So like what we were doing with the hair isn't affected by this at all. So we've got the body position, and the hips are going to be sort of splitting the position inputs, and then body Z is 100% of the angle. So we're going to initiate preset? No. How do I keep forgetting where this is? Preview, show collision, settings of cursor tracking. There we go. So we're going to unset the head movements, because I want to set body movement now. Do left mouse, X and Y, and then hips is going to be right mouse. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Check it. Okay, and then we need to go to output settings. And we're going to add in our robe physics X and Y. Not bad. I'm gonna add another pendulum though. Might actually need to add more deformation, particularly on that x-axis. Hey, Sonic, welcome on in. I hope you're having a great start to your week. How's it going? We are doing some more modeling, adding a little bit of physics and wiggle to this robe. I do feel like it's not getting quite the intensity of the sway that we need. Ooh, stream intro. Nice. Nice. I hope it's going well. Yeah, I've been thinking about making something new. I like the intro. It's just maybe it's time for something else. Too much work. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's often best to, pay other people to do it if you can. Trying to do everything yourself is noble but time consuming. Hmm. Okay. It's working pretty well. I feel like the parameters are not bad. Increasing the Y bounce. Ooh, that's not bad. Decrease the duration on this one to 7. That's not too bad. But yeah, I might actually want to increase the physics, like the change of the deformer. Try that real quick. Hmm. So yeah, if we take this and we kind of increase the extremity a bit, right? Let this widen out a little bit too. Actually, no, that one there. I think we can leave this side alone, right? It's really more like the waggle on this end, on the trailing end. And yeah, just try and give it a bit more full body motion. Okay. Maybe that'll work. And then we need to check our edges or our corners. Yeah, so now this really needs to sort of trail out. What? Kind of keep that pressed in. I think the Y motion still looks pretty good. But let's give this a little bit more like full body bounce, yeah. Really let it balloon out. Bump. And get that dumpy or something. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Okay, that feels pretty good. Just a little more like full body movement. Dang it. Okay, cool. And then go back in here. Could you show the thing, please? No, that's not what I wanted you to show. There we go. Okay. A little better. Let's change the inputs to be 50-50 instead. Yeah, it gives a little more bounce. Let's also decrease the Y movement. And we're going to add another pendulum because why not? Overall acceleration. If I increase this to... That seems less energetic. Okay, so if this is 0.5. Okay, that's not bad. Well, we're definitely getting some weird, like, braking issues in some of those edge cases, but for, like, general movement, I think that's working pretty good. And by edge cases, I mean, so, okay. Well, that's not the fault of the physics. That's the fault of me not checking my corners. Always check the corners. But yeah, I do think that's gonna work. Okay, cool. Go ahead and save all that. Nice. Hmm. I'm trying to think. I really need to write a list of these things down because what else did I forget about? I did set up the hood from Wachow. So we got our big comfy hood, as is tradition. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Set this to additive though. There we go. Okay. We did that. Bodies feel. Oh, here, let's do. I want to check something going on in this area. Uh, I noticed there seems to be some disconnect going on in the hips, particularly when I do the side to side movement. I want to check that and see what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna turn the skirt off and the vest off and the okay. Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the pants are just kind of. It looks like the hips are keeping together fine. It's just some of the clothing is not fully keeping with it. Hearing something in the background. What does it sound like? What's that? Okay, I don't hear it. Weird though. Well, let me know if you see anything, if you hear anything sussy. Okay. Got the pants butt. Someone here is a sussy blocker. Can't believe someone come into my stream and be sussy. Okay, I think I set up the deformer and I just never did anything with it. It just kind of slides. That's the real sussy. Okay. That. Gonna move the center line a little bit more, like so. That should do. And then on this side. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. That looks good. Up two. There we go. It looks like we're getting just a little bit of the leg clipping through, so I want to see if I can't clean that up. Oh, it's the pant leg. Plug that in like. There we go. Nice. And then there it is. There's the real problem. Okay. So we're gonna move the hands in a little bit. We're gonna really bring the crotch around like that. Really gotta slide that crotch into position. That sounded way worse than I thought it would. I apologize. Or slide this. Balance this out a little bit. There we go. Oh, yeah. Let's lock the vest because I don't want to mess with that right now. Oh no, torso, stop, please. Hmm. What are you looking at then? Okay. I'm gonna lock the shirt. Oh, it's the hips, not the torso. That explains things. There it is. Well, some of it. Okay. There we go. And now we just need to mess with the undershirt. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And then pull it out just a little bit on this side. And a little bit up here. Nice. And then check the other side. Oh my god. Okay, so top of the shirt looks pretty good. Just got to clean up the bottom of the shirt. Okay. Yeah, now we just need to get into the pants again. And we're going to sort of pull this around to the other side. Or back to the center at least. Yes. Okay. Oh, what the hell? You lose all my... It did. Because it's not keyed to the x-axis. So it's not saving the changes that I did. That explains a lot. And I guess neither is the undershirt. Alright, well, we're figuring it out. We're figuring out... Or no, it is keyed, so why are you forgetting? Oh, or maybe it's just... Okay. It's my fault. I'm the idiot. I have the stupid. Okay, so now we can pull this out like that. balance that shape out like that. Okay. So now we've got a pretty good, a hippo wiggle. Good. Good. I like that. That'll work. And then, yeah, so now we can go in and we can modify this like that. And on the other side, wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right. And over here, gonna have to pull this side in like that. Pull you around like that. And there's a problem. This needs to come way around like that, basically. We need to hug the side in like this. Okay. There we go. That looks better. Definitely way less jank and horribly destroyed. And shirt's holding up. Shirt needs a little more help. We're losing this corner again. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, dun, dun. There we go, that's better. Okay, cool. Well, we figured out what that was. And yeah, now I can go back in, I can double check the robe because we don't have the pants disconnecting and floating off of the hip anymore. So that'll be good. Don't you hate when your pants just explode off your hips without any warning or reason? Okay. We did the eyebrow. Oh, you know what we can do? We can set up the physics bounce on the hair pieces. We did the front part, right? But we haven't done the back. And we haven't done the tied up bit. I think that would be good to do. I'm going to... We're not going to hide the front hair. But I am going to lock it so that I don't grab those parts by mistake. Because we don't want that. No share. Okay. Create a couple of these deformer paths. Okay, that should be good. Bottom part. I think this should be pretty good. Might need to... Let's add 2 little control points in there just to help sort of keep the root in place. So then we can have more floppiness going on with the outsides. And then we need... Where did the other parts of the hair go? Not sure how it got that far up. It got disconnected in the grouping somehow. Just put it back. It might break something. No, it's not because of the headphones. I don't know why I did that. Whatever. If it breaks something, then we'll fix it. Okay, same deals. Root control. And good. In this farewell, there's no blood, there's no water, I can't regret. Okay, then switch to these parts, which admittedly they don't have a lot of bounce, but they're not gonna. Yeah, we can add a little bit. Brace myself, let go, what done, done, so let mercy come, done, done. I might. So I drew these as one part, and I might need to separate them out because it's messing with a few things that I'd like to do. Is that going to be a problem? Yeah, let's do this now. If I do it later, it's going to become more and more of a problem. So give me a second to bring up the PSD files. What? Is this gonna be easier in the original file or the merge file? Let's find out. Okay, so it's not going to be any easier in the original file. Well, let's go over to the merge file. Not that one. No, don't open it in Photoshop. Oh god. I know I'm still on Live 2D and OBS. I will be with you guys in just a moment. Just loading stuff up. Okay, yes. Go away. Okay. I'm gonna go to flip. There we are. And we need the headphones to go away. Hair back to go away. Actually, here, let's hide the hair as well. We don't need it. And the head. There we go. Okay, so yeah, what I want to do is we're going to take all these blue parts and separate them out into their own bits, if you will. So we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to name it R3 instead of R1, because it's the third right side piece. And then we're just gonna lasso it out. Like that. And mask it. Oh yeah. One more time. Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously, there's still a lot of little, like, nitpicking and setting things up that I need to do. We gotta finish all of these physics and everything. We gotta finish applying the second outfit. But with all that said, this is actually going a fair deal faster than I thought it would. I'm quite happy with the rate that we're getting this model done. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need that other stuff for my debut, quote unquote, sooner than later. I thought I was gonna have a few more. Hooray! Thank you. But yeah, like, basically my plan was to do more of a, you know, full-fledged debut with the little intro video and maybe a slideshow, you know, the classic setup. With the launch of version 2, which is not as far in the future as I thought it was going to be. The nighttime feeling. There we go. Looks pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. Name this L3. Excuse me. Excuse me. I need you to go. I need you to, thank you. Okay. Same battle plan. One more time. There we go. Good. Yes? That feels pretty good. And then we're just gonna mask it. Clean up a few of those little awkward bits. Yes. One more time. And the face that didn't breathe. One more time. Okay. Let's go ahead and apply those masks. That's looking good. And since, while we're in here, while we're sort of looking at this, go ahead and increase the coverage of these bits a little bit as well. Just to make sure that we're getting everything nicely protected. Like the legend of the Phoenix ends with beginning. What keeps the planet spinning? I'm just standing awkwardly in the middle of the screen like a jackass. We've come too far to give up who we are. And raise a bar and a come the star. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. All night to get fun. All night to get lucky. Yeah. Up all night to get sun. All night to get fun. We're up all night to get lucky. Up all night to get lucky. Up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. Present has no feeling. Keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? You wanna leave, I'm willing. We too far to give up who we are. Raise the bar, close to the stars. Up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. All night to get lucky. Cool. Alright. So yeah, just a little bit more to make sure that's like wrapping behind the neck nicely. Oh. And then we're just gonna fill it in. We're up all night for good fun. All night to get lucky. All night. Yeah. All night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some fun. All night to get some. Okay, so just for a little bit of safety, I guess, I'm just gonna fill in this blue a little bit around the edges. My plan is to just clip these two together, but I need them to be separate objects in Live 2D so that I can sort of set things on them differently. Come too far, give up who we are, to let off and a call to the stars. Up all night to the sun, up all night to get fun, up all night for good fun, night to get lucky. Up all night to get some, night for good fun, all night. That should do it. Then we've got that and this. Okay, and I'm gonna turn the other parts back on, just in case. There we go. I know, it looks so weird. Okay, so let's go back to Live 2D. Hi again. And we're going to bring in that updated PSD file. Version 2 merge. And we're going to replace the existing one. And we need to replace version 2 merge, which will bring in some separate bits. Well, this is a departure, but I gotta listen to it. If they're gonna offer it up. Yeah, see, so there it brings in the new guys. Son of a biscuit. I drew it on the wrong layer. Hang on. We gotta go in and find them. I wish there was an isolate option in Clip Studio, but to my knowledge, there is not. Let me see if there is, actually. I'll look it up. So someone, I guess, made an auto action for it. There she stood in the doorway of the mission bell. I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. And Allah showed me the way. Voices down the corridor. Thought I heard them say, welcome to California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely thing. In your room at the Hotel California. Time of year. You can find it here. The bunny twisted. Got the Mercedes Benz. Got a lot of pretty, pretty boys. She calls friends. While they dance in the courtyard. Sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember. Some dance to forget. So I called up the captain. Please bring me my wine. He said, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. And still the falling from far. Wake you up in the middle of the night to hear them say, welcome to the Hotel California. These are the most legendary mutton chops of all time. Mutton chops bigger than my own head. California. What a night. Bring your alibi. There we go. Okay. You're all just prisoners here. in the master's gathered for the feast. Stabbed it with their stealing knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. Had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the nightman, we are programmed to receive. You can go any time you like, but you can never leave. Let it go. There you are. Okay, cool. So now I need, where is it? So R1, go in here, grab all these guys, R3. And we're just gonna paste that in place like so. Oh, I bet I know. Okay, I bet I know why it's like that. I think because I deformed the hair down. And so that's how the mesh is. So if we stretch it like that and light it like this. Hmm. Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay. If I take the two of these, yeah, the problem is they're not lined up. Okay. So we might need to do a little more to get this to clean up the way that I would like it to, but we'll get it. This. Oh no, this is not what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Mama was a hippie. Isn't it more than all? Black bandana, sweet Louis. Okay. Very 45. There's another way to say. Yeah, so see, the green one has gotten a little compressed because of the deformer. So we basically, I think, need to just take this and kind of squish. And we're going to squish it a bit more. Oh. Okay, so yeah, not wall. Yeah, so cancel mesh editing. And then we need to bring this in. In California. And then just scale it in a little bit. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, cool. So now we can take both of these. Hopefully they should sync up pretty well. Okay. Last for last. Yeah. Oh, rest in peace, Martin. Yes, please. Okay, that should about do it. Okay, and then we're gonna take all this and come on, baby, bind. That looks pretty good. Okay, so there were a couple that it didn't do right, I guess. So like we can pull these together. That. Hmm. Okay. Mostly just trying to figure out where things got out of alignment. That and that. That looks good. You can bind. Okay, so we need to unbind these guys. That goes there, that goes there, that goes here. Okay, you can stay there. Okay, so that goes like that. Oh, okay. I think this. Okay. Yeah, we might be dealing with more distortion than I had hoped. Come on. There we go. In the veins of mystery, you again sleep on me. Okay. Fools can be king. Don't waste your. Hmm. Okay. I think we have enough parts sort of kept together that this will work, despite the few discrepancies that we are running into. Oh! I didn't much care for that one. No one's gonna take. Oh, is everything gone to Okay, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Yeah, the main thing that I'm running into is just that the shape of the mesh is a little deformed. Like it's not in its default state. Oh, I'm an idiot. Hang on. I think there's actually a thing for that. Revert to original. There it is. We're gonna have to redo some work because that means losing the changes made by the deformer, but we'll live with that. Actually, to that end, we're just gonna take all of these and revert to their original form. Unable to edit one of the currently selected art meshes. Yes. Okay, so yeah, that makes the hair a little bit wider. Like I deliberately drew it bigger to sort of allow it to deform, and wrap around the head to the sides more neatly. Okay, so let's try this again. We should have an easier time now copying the art mesh from R1 and pasting it onto R3. Minus this part, which we added in. So to fix that, we're just going to grab these guys and pull them out to cover it. Good. And now we can take R1 and R3, and why are you different? Is it the deformer? It must be the deformer. Let's put... Feel good. Feel good. Okay, let's... I'm gonna grab all 3 of these, or all 4 of them. We're just gonna completely take them out of the deformer hierarchy. Because they're clearly getting twisted every which way. I think that's what's going on. And we're gonna go modeling, revert to original. Okay, that looks more right. Okay. Okay, so now we can take these 2. And they line up perfectly. I'm gonna drag this out to keep the form consistent. Actually, let's unbind them for a second. Because I want to take this. We don't need this mesh to be as big as it is. Right, we've got all of these excess verts. So we can just go boop, 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 boop. Stop. There we go. Okay, and now we can bind them. There we go, that looks good. Okay, and now we can just much more easily do the same thing for the left side. That took a minute to figure out, but we got there. Okay, nope, don't move the whole thing. There we go. And then same thing, we're just going to grab all of these excess verts and get rid of them. Because we really just don't need it. I'm like an ocean and you did your best. I was behind you through everything. You lost your way and you fell instead. Fell instead. Fell instead. Instead, up in the clouds, way up the sky, I watched you foolishly tonight. Above the voices, denial that they bring you. There we go. Okay. So now we need to figure out where to put all of these. Because I put them out of order. And we're going to need to do a little bit of retransforming to get everything back where we want it to go. Oh, you give it away. I never begged you, begged you down to see. Okay, it's kinda there. It almost works. It almost works. Let's hide the hair for now. No. I know because I locked the hair layer. Or the hair group. I can't even... There we go. Okay. Hair tied back. There we go. Yeah, so we can just kind of compress this into the sides a little bit. I'm gonna sort of pull that in. We'll leave it a little bit softer on the bottom, right? Kind of like that. And as it goes to the side, kind of go like that, I think. That looks pretty good. Bring me back to earth. Ooh. Root of the hair is getting a little... It's getting dragged around a bit, so I might need to double check that on the side. Yeah. Gotta bring that back to center line. There we go. Good. Fire that they bring, you made the give me angels wings. Above the voices, fire that they bring, you made the choice to give me angels wings. Okay, so we're gonna put the two parts on top to make sure that they overlap correctly. Yeah, this is what the computer does on its own when you tell it to synthesize corners. So, uh, computers aren't going to be replacing proper artists anytime soon. Probably sooner than I'd like, but, you know. They've still got some shit to figure out. I think that looks okay. I think it'll work fine with the other shapes operating with it. On its own, it's a little funky looking, but I think it's okay right now. What's up, danger? Don't be a stranger. I like high chances that I might lose. I really need to see the new Spider-Man. I've heard nothing but good things. I try and see that this weekend even. Gonna answer when you call my phone, like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger? Don't be a stranger. What's up, danger? Looks pretty good. Okay, and then I want to take this. What is... Are you keyed to anything? I don't think it is. How is that working? It shouldn't be working at all. Oh, maybe it's keyed to one axis but not the other? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna move it down a little bit. No, we're not. And then it needs to come down. Up. I'm crazy, I'm on my own. If I'm waiting, it's on my phone. Cause I'm lazy, just my tone. And when you call my phone, like, what's up, danger? Why are you losing the... Oh, that's probably my fault. Said I got you now. I'm right here at your door. I won't leave. I want more. What's up, danger? Okay. And then we're gonna bring this in like that. Bring it out a little bit more. That looks pretty good. And then position to come down. A little bit more down. And then it's gonna be down like that. So that should go, yeah, kind of a V shape on the top and an A shape on the bottom. All right, and I think the hair, how's the shape? It's a little too wide out here. We're gonna bring that in just a little bit. Please ignore the face being jank as shit in that corner. We're working on it. We're getting a lot of like volume change, which is not great. Even inside has 5, 3. Fast. Okay. Trying to keep it consistent, or at least roughly consistent, right? That's okay. And sort of pull that out. There are lots of real faces that Mother Nature made a little jank. That's true. That is one of the fun things about VTubing is you can, you know, to a degree make everything just the way you want it. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna pull the side in a little bit. That's pretty close. And we can kind of tug this down a little bit, tug this up a little bit. That feels pretty good. I think that'll work. Yeah, I still need to clean up the corners a lot. I got the upper corners pretty good. The lower corners need to clean them up a lot. This one I don't think I've even like worked on at all, which is why it looks so weird. And then yeah, we're just losing a lot of the volume in this up angle, right? So we can kind of tug that back like so. And then we just need to sort of round it out like this. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's better. A little bit more. Little more. More! Yeah, there we go. That feels pretty good. Bum ba bum bum bum. Da ba da bum ba bum 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 ba da ba da ba da bum ba bum 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 ba da bum. Tug this up, tug this up, tug this up. That looks pretty good. Inside of my head, the curtain of red, frustration is getting bigger. Bang, bang, bang. Pull my devil trigger. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're still getting some weird shape stuff happening, but hopefully we'll see how it cleans up. And once everything is, sort of working together, maybe it'll feel fine. Where did the hair go? Because I actually turned the layer off. There you are. If we tie it back, it looks pretty good. That one's a bit odd. That looks pretty good. Gonna wrap the shape down a little bit so it feels more like it's following the shape of the cranium. And then, yeah, we just up in particular. Is that it is the head. How did the head get all the way up there? Well, I think that's part of the issue with cleaning up the corners. There we go. Okay. And then okay. Oh dear. My hair is popping off like an Nendroid figure. Okay, see. Kind of reduce it on this side a little bit. Go. Okay, and then the L2 deformer. Let's start pull this shape out. Am I? Maybe I'm not, because this is in the wrong deformer. Sure, that's causing all kinds of sweet hell. There we go. That's better. Well, what? Oh, interesting. Two deformers sitting right on top of each other. Or two control points. So get away, another way to be what you didn't want yourself to know, and let yourself go. No, you didn't lose your self-control. Oh, let's start at the rainbow. Turn away, another way to be what you didn't want yourself to go, and let yourself go. That a compromise. What do you want to do? Point to do. There's a part to do. You want to go? Go to go. Cause I really want to stay at your house. I hope this works out. You know how much you broke me heart. Done with you. I'm on you. I don't wanna know. Back to former. Plug this out a little bit, like way that you. I did everything to be there. Ah, 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 fine. I call you. You want to do you want to go? Really wanna stay at your house. I works, but you know I'm ignorant. There we go. It's a little less volume loss. Way away, you know, and let yourself go. You know you didn't lose self-control. The rainbow. Yeah, that's pretty good. That feels nice. Reposition loop a little bit. I really wanna stay at your house. This work out. But you know how much you broke me heart. Done with you. I'm ignoring you. I don't want. That feels pretty good. Curl this up a little bit more like that. Oh, are we okay? There was a brief blip that said I was offline. I think we're okay. Say there's any drop network frames. Oh, speaking of, so apparently Twitch has been having a really rough time of it. A lot of streamers are encountering like lag on seems like lag on Twitch's side, like the frame rates drop, delays get really bad. So yeah, if we're running into that, please let me know. There's not really a lot I can do about it, but I'd like to at least, know that it's happening. Sort of act accordingly. Something is hard to. Something is. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, there are 2 unused source images. Yeah, go ahead and get rid of those. And now, that was a very long detour to finally getting around to doing these back hair physics. But we got there. We got there, chat. So, we can key this part. We're going to key all 4 of these parts, rather. Oh, there they are. I was like, I know I added these controllers. We're going to key them to our physics components. Maximum 1 object, 4 parameters. Yeah, maximum number of parameters is 3. Shut up, that's a lie. That's more of a suggestion, really. Oh, well, it is. No, it's not tied to that. I don't know what other parameters it has going on. I guess it's in the. Oh, yeah, it's color. Okay. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so back piece, physics. To the left. So we can just kind of tug this whole thing out to the side a little bit. We're just going to sort of tug it in like that. Make sure we're not getting any jank wobblies, right? We want nice clean shapes. Yep. I think what we will do is let's go ahead and like manipulate each one of them. Right? So we're going to do all of the movements to the left and then all the movements to the right. Kind of bring them up as a group. Like that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Then L2, we're going to bring in like this. Have all the good men gone, and where are all the good? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the riots? Isn't there a white knight upon a fire? Late at night I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. Gotta be strong and he's gotta be soon and he's gotta be better than life. Sure. It looks pretty nice. I'm gonna tug this back just a little bit. Yeah. We're just gonna reach this summer on me. Sing on the thunder and rise with the heat. Gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet. I need a hero. Gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fire. There we go. Is that a pentagon? That's an illegal shape! Unacceptable! Okay, and now to the right. Or compress it in like that. Mountains beat the heavens above, and when the lightning splits the sea, I swear there was someone somewhere watching me. Through the wind and the chill and the rain, storm and the flood, I can feel there's a torch like a fire in my blood. Oh, I'm old enough for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. Morning light. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be soon and he's gotta be larger than life. Old enough for a hero till the night. Gotta, he's gotta be fast and enough for you. It's gotta be sure and it's gotta be soon and it's gotta be larger than life. More than enough for you. Oh, yeah, too high. There we go. Maybe we can get a little bit of separation in there. Oh. Okay, that's a little too much. We're breaking some shapes. There we go. Well, hmm. Okay. And then the right one, we're just gonna kind of roll this out like this. That looks pretty good. Nice. Okay, and now the y-axis. So we're just gonna kind of drag the whole thing down a little bit like that. Oh. Wrong parameter. Control issues. A few of these verts are getting twisted out of shape. That's a bit better. I have not played Beat Saber in ages, which sucks. I miss Beat Saber. Because I built this new computer, and just in time, because my laptop was really seeming to have more and more issues. And last time I tried, it was having trouble like starting its monitor at all. So it's kind of hard to know what state it's in at this point. But yeah, it seems to be in a pretty bad way. My laptop is what I was using to play Beat Saber, because it could technically play it. But yeah, with the laptop offline, I could get it set up on this computer and it would be beautiful and fantastic. The problem is I have an Oculus Rift, and Oculus wants you to make a Meta account now, and I really don't want to make a Meta account. So I'm a little stuck on how to proceed with that. So yeah, the consequence is that I have not played Beat Saber in a while, which sucks. Because as much as I love it, like Beat Saber and VR in general is the same sort of issue that I have. I look I look like a wet dog. Um but yeah, VR has the same problem for me as buying like a PS5. Like I would need to buy multiple games for it to be worth it to buy a VR headset. And I don't see myself doing that. You know? Like, I would probably get Half-Life Alyx and Beat Saber. Well, I already have Beat Saber. And maybe, like, one or two other games. It's like, okay, so you want me to spend hundreds of dollars on a VR headset to play 3 games? Nah. Meta seems too bumbling to be a real risk. I just don't like them. Yeah, it's more just because we've already seen what they do with any information that you give them. I don't trust them with that. And yes, I could just give them a bunch of junk data. I could just give them a fake or a burner email address and no real information, because it's not like I'm going to buy anything through them anyway. Might just do that, honestly. Just be like, yeah, this is definitely me. I am definitely person McReal, dude. Now shut the fuck up and give me my games. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Because yeah, the Oculus headset that I have, it's no spring chicken. It's definitely older. And it's got like a smudge on one of the screens, or like a burnout type of thing. I don't know quite how to describe it. Like a visible mark. But it's otherwise, perfectly performant. I don't feel like I need to get rid of it, and it's definitely not worth, again, spending a ton of money to replace it, given how much I end up using it. Or how many things I use it for. Bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Did I already do the side bits? No, I did not. So we gotta give these guys some bounce. A weird cutoff. Give this a little curl right at the end here, right? A little boop, like that. Even the shape out of it. I'm gonna do the same thing. Pull this out. That. And just shape out a little bit. Let the mask shatters. Where are you going? When did you get so time? Bouncy. Okay, so now we just need to do the same thing. We need to grab these four. And we're going to synthesize the corners. And see how bad... Oh! That's not great. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I think this is a different issue. Yeah, that's a different issue. Let me fix that actually, real quick. Probe, hood. Basically, I have this big masking shape to hide part of the hair when the hood goes up. But while the hood is not in play, I basically want it to shut up, right? Okay. That looks like it'll work. But let's fix a few of these. So that's just going a little too far out. It's a little extreme. Kind of bring that back in. This poor thing is getting just bungled. It's getting bungled and butchered. Oh, look how they massacred my boy. Brother, picture. To be with him. Will not. Blech. Pull that out a little bit. Round out some. Hey, nobody. What the hell? Like folding through itself. Alright. It's probably fine. Because honestly, it's just going to bounce through that in like a frame. I'm not going to overly stress it. This is one thing that I've noticed as well at work. Because, you know, we'll be working on like visual effects or cleaning up little details on the mesh, you know, making sure that everything looks really nice and good. And we're like zooming in super close to make sure that we can get everything as good as we can. And I'm not about to tell my guys to stop doing that or anything, you know? Because I think that attention to detail is very important. But at the same time, sometimes, you know, we just have to sort of remind ourselves like there's no way for the player to get as up close with the model as we can. There are no camera angles in the game where they're going to be like, that belt buckle is off by 4 pixels. So, you know, sometimes you just have to have that perspective of like, how much is this actually going to be noticeable by anybody? And is it worth putting a lot of time into fixing it? We don't know what went wrong tonight. Everybody, no place to hide. All I know is my life is gone. Okay. Clean that curve up a teeny bit. That checks in just a hair. Yeah, nice. Bring this. Nice. That looks good. Okay. Boys. Now, wait, what part is this? Oh, is that the front? Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'll deal with that in a second, I guess. Huh. Oh, oh, oh. I feel so good. Take my hand to the window. I rise, turn to mind the silver screen. All it has. I wanna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. No, it's easy to pretend. No, you're not a fool. Should've known better than to need a friend. And waste the chance that I'd been given. Oh, I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Ooh. Got kind of distorted. Time can never mend. Careless whispers of good and pain is the hole you'll find. Never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Oh, it's easy to pretend. No, you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Good. And then we got the wet hair, the downward tug. Right, the music seems alone that we could lose this crown. Maybe it's better this way. Hurt each other with the things we want to say. But they no good together. Could have this was forever. Now, now dance with me. Please stay. And I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have gotten rhythm. No, it's easy to pretend. No, you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Now they are gone. Oof. Definitely got to clean that up. Holy crap. It's so wrong. So wrong. Had to leave me alone. Okay. The back part's looking pretty good. I'm just going to clean up the blue section a little bit here. Got a little scrunched. That up a little bit like that. That looks nice. And then we're going to bring it back down. The other side. Yeah. Hey there. Friend the way around. Hey. Keep your side down. Said hey there. Told us to get what wanting now. Take a good look, remember there's nowhere down on our road for the top. All the tired excuses we've learned, tonight we make them stop. No one cares how you struggle after go. Yes, I forget that with the curtain by it said, hey there, steady on we go. Here's our to get we've been wanting so. Take a good look, remember there's nowhere down on our road for the top. All the tired excuses we've learned so well, tonight we make them stop. No one cares how you struggle after the lights go out. Go ahead, I asked, could spend our whole lives waiting here. Could we a future in a day as it? I won't take that chance. Take one last look, remember there's nowhere down on our road for the top. All the tired extends, night we make them stop. No one cares how you suffer after the lights go out. Red boy and good enough to ya. Heads high. I really love that song. Is this getting too long? Yes. Even with stretching, that was. And with little song you've watched the star I everything with me once more. Care of your life and memory. It's a loss and not home. Cannot hope to match that note. I'm just not built right. That's looking pretty good. And deep drink and there we go. Nice. And then let's check because we're getting some distortion on some of these other parts. Not you. This? Yes. Like that. Good. I've heard you're with your average. Now I mean you saw it. And oh, irreparable. Oh. Please, oh, will fade, the winds rise again. But this journey is but one step forward to tomorrow. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Nice. All right, I think that is looking pretty good. Let's save that and take it over into the physics simulator and see how we feel about it. So we need to change the cursor tracking. We're going to put head rotation back on there. We're going to unset the body movement. That's pretty good. In some ways, it's a little too much, I feel like. And in some ways, I want it to be more. Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting that it doesn't automatically load this. Store it. There we go. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Let's try. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna make the duration a bit shorter, right? But then we can increase the effectiveness. Oh, too much. Too much. Gonna need you to bring that back. Okay, let's put it back at 0.6. Ah, no. Man. Looks like we're gonna need to mess with the vest some as well. It's also getting some hip discrepancy. Maybe the skirt too. Skirt might be going too far trying to compensate for some of the jank motion that we had before. Okay. We're also getting a little bit of weird shaping going on with the hair, but I'm not as worried about that. What I do want to do is we're going to go into this, and I want to pull that back. That's coming out too far, and it looks really weird. That should do. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that just feels a little bit better. You don't get this weird, like, bulging motion, I guess. What happens if I make this longer? How does that look? That kind of works. Because then the ends dangle a bit for a bit longer than the base does. That's not bad. Okay. Let's let that sit for now. I like that. I think that works pretty well. I think we'll do one more thing and then we gotta call it a night because I gotta work tomorrow. Wah, wah. So we were messing with the head, right? So we've got the position controller, right? Which is what's moving that around. And then I think what we will do is we have a rotator on here. We're going to solo this out so we can see it behind the head very clearly. So we will set the rotator on the X physics. And rotate it like yay much. And rotate it back that way. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's why give it. So yeah, this deformer, I think we're going to queue up on the head movement parameters because basically what we want to do is when the head looks aside, we're going to sort of take the particular side that we're facing, right? And sort of make that the bigger side. Answer together. Life is a battle. Listen to doing on to tomorrow and fleeting moment from the land of the fleeting it for a fleeting moment must live die for. Fire and flicker once but was holding it up on for friends and the clinking flame worship. Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Why do that? For the things and ring them in what was never your right to confine. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, I know what's wrong. No? No, I don't. Help! Help! My body's freaking out. 1 second. Hang on. Okay, try again. Freaking Windows startup noise, but it's my body. Bury some seeds and expect some strong branches. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the and to be a man that can meet all his needs. For what we need most now is unity, see. A common song for all creeds and all classes. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the. I'll tend to the flame. When the world is no matter sorted for friend and foe. You to hold on to the time as it passes into the flame you to the made me think of a never leave. There it is. If God will be the place where I trace there I tread on it. Oh, if I pray there I won't you walk with me? If all in sun comes up about 10 in the morning and the sun goes down about 3 in the day, and you fill your cup with whatever bitter brew you're drinking, and you spend your time just thinking of how big that you was gold in them living is that right thing $100 bill and all for your minerals, but it never all in a lie. 10 days. Yeah. Yes. Oh, never leave Holland. What is going on here? Oh, and Dad knew what he'd do. I and Doug found him cold. Granny, they never left. Sun comes up about 10 in the morning. Fill your cup, never bitter brew your drink. I'll get away. Sun comes up about 10 in the morning, and the sun about 3 in the day. Fill your cup with whatever bitter brew you're drinking, and spend your life digging coal from the bottom of your grave. Yeah. A plagiatrist bloodline. Is there right there? You bring that you are. Oh, other thing. Oh, this. I don't remember if we listened to this already, but we're gonna. Okay. So, now, I did it on the wrong key. I want you to hurt like you hurt me today. And I want you to lose when I play. Oh, don't you know who I am? What we could have been. All an age ripped out on All right, and we're gonna keep, and we're gonna tug it down a little bit. Bring the tail out a bit. Hope you know we had everything. You broke me and left these pieces. I want you to hurt like you hurt me today, and I want you to lose like I lose when I play. I want you to hurt like you hurt me today, and I want you to lose like I lose when I play. Again. Huh? Corners, there we go. Okay. Wrong one. There you are. With this ah, it is all. Is it all together? All. Oh, woo. Oh, is it as where is that coming from? Okay. These are just kind of the safety hurts. Don't need to be super clean, but better to have it generally taken care of, you know? Otherwise it gets confused. Ah, Gambas will stand tall. They said all gather at the sky. Nick Rambas will stand tall. They said all gather as I fall. Why is that like that? I think I did that. Yep, that was me. Why did I do that? That's weird. Shouldn't have done that. Let the sky fall. We will stand and face it all. Let the sky crumble and fall. Face it all together as sky. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I'm gonna go. Where's my tie back? Where? Nice. Can't see it very often, but it's there. I think I'm gonna reduce the rotation a little bit though. It's a little too much. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Oh. Yeah, that feels good. Cool. Where did it go? There you are. Okay. Oh, so we didn't get to the what is it? The little like reaction stuff, right? For like pats and whatnot, where I would kind of like bump a little bit. For like putting on outfits, I would sort of like shuffle a little bit. So we didn't get to that, but that's okay because I need to do more research on it anyway. One thing that I definitely do want to work on is cleaning up the eyes a little bit, just sort of keeping them feeling consistent, like as the head moves and as they move. So that's definitely going to be a thing next time. I think I still didn't get to this corner. I did a little bit of cleanup on the head piece, but that's really about it. And yeah, the nose in particular. Ow. Okay. Yeah, we're about done here, but have a great night, Sonic, and I hope you have a great rest of your week ahead. Get some good rest. Um, and yeah. So cleaning up the face a little bit, cleaning up the eyes. We got a lot of the robe done today, which I'm feeling good about because setting up the robe is always kind of a lot. So getting a lot of that out of the way feels great. Though I do want to do a little bit of physics on the shawl, and I want to put some physics on the tassels of the robe and some on the hood. So we're not done with it just yet, but it's definitely feeling pretty good. Um, let's see. Yeah, I really just need to like actually make a list of these things and set the so that I can remember when, the next stream comes around. Um oh yeah, and we got the eyebrow set up too, so that's nice. one thing that I noticed during my testing was also that the gem wasn't quite shining through like I wanted it to. So I added a little more to that, and I think it looks a bit nicer. Might still play with the balance. Yeah, probably play with that a bit more, but we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, and then I think especially once we get that sort of the conditional physics figured out a bit more, definitely do something with the arms so they aren't just kind of hanging there listlessly. But yeah, we are definitely getting there. We're making some really good progress, so that's fun. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, that was a good stretch of work. The other thing that I need to do. So I'm waiting to get the hair really like set up and be really happy with it. Make sure that we're not messing with the forms or the parameters or anything. Because I need to duplicate them and like shift it down a little bit to create the cast shadows. And then at certain angles, you can kind of tell that it's like sitting in front of the face and we're not getting quite the full wraparound effect. So I want to create a duplicate and sit it behind the face piece to create a better sense of depth and dimension. So yeah, basically get everything done and looking good, and then we'll create those duplicates. Hmm. Gotta adjust the collar a little bit to work with the head movement. Okay. So yeah, need to write these things down. But this is going to be stuff that we're going to tackle on Saturday. But we need to call it a night. We need to find someone to raid, and I think I know who it's going to be, assuming that she's actually here and online. Question mark? Aw. Marin said she was coming back this weekend, or this week. She was supposed to be streaming tonight, but I don't see her, which makes me very sad. So sad. All right. Well, hopefully we'll catch Mirant another night. Um, I think for tonight we're just gonna we're gonna go hang out with our good best buddy, our regular raid target. We're gonna go attack Jin. We're gonna go get fricked by chat. They're a bunch of goobers and they're all great. But yeah, let's go do that. I said best buddy, and then I'm like, ooh, no, that's way too parasocial. I don't mean it. I didn't mean it. But yeah, let's go say hi to Jin and wrap things up. I know these Tuesday streams are kind of squeezed in at the end of the day and they can run a little long. But I hope you guys enjoy them. I always appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you hanging out and spending your evenings here. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for being cool. Thank you for sticking with it. And I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I was looking to see if there was something that I could kind of play us out on, but yeah, there we go. Good enough. But yeah, thank you guys. On Saturday, we will be playing some more System Shock. We'll be trying to defeat the Deathbot, who is hell-bent on just blowing me up over and over again. And until I just give up and join the Cyborg Legions. But yes, we will play some more System Shock and then we will keep working. We are getting close. I don't know, we might actually start doing some drawing stuff for the debut video next week, I think. Just